Wall Street struggled last week with rising treasury yields, crashing stock market prices, then rebounding by the end of the week, as they thought stimulus was going to get passed right away. But why would Treasury sit back and watch Wall Street react that way and let Congress put a $15 minimum wage in a third stimulus package bill, $1,400 third stimulus package bill, that could ultimately kill jobs and delay the delivery of your third stimulus package relief? These questions and more on the return of your favorite show from fall of last year, Street and Stimulus. This is a continuation of Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Street and Stimulus, back in the mix. How does your stimulus tie up with the street, Wall Street? Wall Street had hoped that your third stimulus package would pass fast, but is that changing now? Let me go over the details in this big recording. A $14 third stimulus check was hoped to be passed quickly as Wall Street looks at unemployment numbers. Unemployment numbers were delivered every Thursday across the country, and stimulus is gauged upon long-term unemployment numbers. They improved on Thursday. They're the best number since March 20th of last year. Can you imagine? More about that in a second. Now, the numbers showed an improvement, and the improvement for unemployment would signal that the fourth stimulus package would come shortly thereafter, quicker than initially anticipated. It would also ensure that the third stimulus package get passed faster rather than slower. If the economy is rebounding quicker than anticipated, you do this relief faster rather than later. Well, that's not exactly what happened. I wonder what Janet Yellen's thinking this morning or this afternoon. This is Afternoons LALATE with a big room. And there is Angela, and there's Leanne, and there's Roy, and there's Sandy, and there's Linda. How are you? How is everyone doing? It's a big room of Afternoons LALATE. How's everyone doing on a big day? 148 in the room and 58 to start. Make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. If you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The street, Wall Street, wants the stimulus package to go out fast. It wants that $1,400 stimulus check to go out right away. The head of Walmart talked about it just a few days ago. He said that the first stimulus check he saw in his stores was spent in March. When the pandemic was just hitting, people weren't struggling those first few weeks. He said it was predominantly spent on big ticket items like television sets. He said the $600 stimulus check was spent on household staples like cleaning solutions. He says this stimulus check is really needed, he said, right away. On Friday and Thursday, 2 letters were written to Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, and also the President, Nancy, and Kevin McCarthy said, you need to pass the stimulus package right away because we need to get from point A to point B. Now, you know what I'm thinking. You know exactly what I'm thinking is that this was written by business leaders that said we need to pass this stimulus package. And in the same breath, Ron Wyden's ready to punish businesses that don't pay you a $15 minimum wage. Let me give you the backstory on this if you don't know what's happening. There's a huge backstory on this. The president of the United States, when he ran for office, had most of his donations coming from Wall Street. And corporate America wanted Biden in office. He got in there. So then after he got in there, he reached out to corporate America and said, I want you to support this third stimulus package. You got that so far? He wanted them to wanted corporate America to get behind the stimulus package, and he wanted the big corporate leaders to write Congress and say, cut it out, do the bill right away. Good. I mean, it makes sense. The more that can write a letter to support something, the better it is. He got 150 powerful, well-known CEOs to write Nancy and Bernie a letter, say, well, I didn't go to Bernie directly, but went to the House and the Senate to say, pass this bill right away. Got it? Okay. So what did Bernie talk about last night? We want to punish corporate America in the stimulus package. Punish them. Excuse me? Excuse me? The president just got corporate America to help push our $14 stimulus check out the door. And now you're coming back against the president's move and trying to punish corporate America? Thank you, Sandra Pointer, for becoming a Purple Hawk. How are you? Everyone welcome Sandra to the family. This makes no sense. This shows you how there's a disconnect. The president's using people, heads of banks, heads of corporations that could employ you as jobs, to say, Congress, cut it out, do this deal, send out the $14 stimulus check right away. And what does Bernie say Friday night? We got to punish corporate America. The whole mentality of it is all wrong. First of all, we're not here to punish corporate America. Corporate America is paying $15 minimum wage in the big box retailers. As if they saw this coming a mile away, which they do. The corporate America, I'm not going to name a name because I'm the little guy. Corporate America sees what goes on in Congress. So corporate America, the big box retailers, raise minimum wage across the board. You heard them all last week on this channel. This big company, this big box retailer will raise minimum wage. They don't need Bernie Sanders to say, I'm going to punish you. They already did themselves. So they already took care of it. But the people who just wrote a letter saying pass the bill right away are being told today, you need to be punished. You need to be punished for exploiting your workers. Goodness. The president just trying to get these people to support the passage of the bill, and the progressives are saying, no, punish them. Now, I'm not taking sides on who to push or punish or whatever, but I'm just saying very simply, Wall Street ain't going to like this. Wall Street ain't going to like this. Wall Street doesn't like $15 minimum wage to start. It doesn't like it. And understand it's not $15 minimum wage for 2021. It's a couple of years from now. That's the first thing. They don't like it because it kills jobs. Even the Congressional Budget Office says it kills 1 million jobs. When we only created 6,000 jobs in the month of January in private sector. 6,000. Not in LA. Not near the beach, not near the surfboard. 6,000 nationally. And we want to kill 1 million. Well, in a few years from now, we want to kill 1 million. It's just Wall Street ain't gonna like this sort of this push from, you have to give them a name. It's the progressives. They're the ones that are doing this. It's time and place for the president to step up and say, what are you doing? He needs to really ease this right away because it's getting off the tracks. It's getting a little bit off the tracks. Hey, Angie. Hey, Leanne. We're all getting punished as Kim. It doesn't make sense what's going on here. 368 in the room and 135 likes. Hey, Lynn Glenn, how are you? Thank you, Sandy. Donna, they need to get the messaging loud and clear. Pass the package and stop looking to punish people. In the recording after this, at the top of the hour, which we're almost there, at the top of the hour, I'm going to explain to you how Ron Wyden and Bernie Sanders are planning Plan A and Plan B to get $15 minimum wage in there. They're not planning Plan C to get $600 of up using retro, are they? No, they're not planning that. Are they planning the SSI and SSDI to be in there? No. What are they planning? They're not. They're planning stuff counterintuitive what the president has asked for. The Dow on Friday ended down 469 points, 1.5%, NASDAQ up 72. Quincy Crosby said, despite the unruly nature of the Treasury sell-off, credit spreads remain contained, but it's something we have to worry about. Jagon says we have to worry about it. Art Cash, director of floor operations, says the market begins to believe the Fed has somehow lost control. You're going to see a big temper tantrum roll up. I think Congress should be nervous about adding another $1 trillion into the mix, says Republicans. They're going to start talking it up. Yeah, I mean, we already have enough problems with progressives trying to slow the bill down. We haven't even heard from the Republicans who are going to start talking the talk. We're far from a normal state, says Kathy Bozasich, chief U.S. financial economist at Oxford Economics. Now, there is some hope. Long-awaited earmarks could return into the mix. Earmarks may be the opportunity to get SSI and SSDI. Rosaria DeLauro is pushing to return to earmarks. She introduced that legislation Friday. A little too complicated in a short recording like this. But the Wall Street is going to come out in a roar on Monday with treasuries rising, the stock market unstable. People were fleeing from the bond market was rising as people were fleeing bonds and fleeing treasuries and going into bonds. The bond market internationally was rising with treasuries internationally dropping as well. You're going to see that volatility, and that volatility signals that the markets don't know what to think about all this. And you want that stability to be in place. What does this mean about the third stimulus? What does it mean about the fourth stimulus? More about that coming up shortly after this. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA Live Daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LA at 9 a.m. Home LA returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And as we sit here, we wonder what will happen to the third stimulus package, the fourth stimulus package, the fifth stimulus package. Let's go over it. The fourth stimulus package, the Recovery Act, was supposed to be debuted when the country's reopening. There's a lot of talk now, whether it's Bill Gates today, Dr. Fauci on Friday, that this country may look very normal by the summertime. I think it's going to be earlier than that. Vaccination rates could be through the roof by even March or April. And with that place, the reopening of America could be around the corner. We could be 60 days away from the reopening of America. The question is, what's happening with that fourth stimulus package? The fourth stimulus package was supposed to be the Recovery Act. What is the Recovery Act? When we reopen the country. We're reopening the country in 2 months from now. The Recovery Act should be already introduced to the House right now and the Senate. The Recovery Act needs to be pushed up earlier is the messaging I'm explaining. The Recovery Act was originally slotted probably for July or August on the prior vaccination numbers. Now, with reopenings, school reopenings, business reopenings, vaccination numbers all improving, the Recovery Act has to be pushed up much earlier. That would have a stimulus check in there. That is why it gets very confusing why third stimulus is being stonewalled by, I don't know if stonewalled is a tough word, but you know what I mean, is being, smacked at by Bernie when he can get it into another bill. He can get it into another bill. He has another bill just around the corner. He has another bill just around the corner. It's the Recovery Act. Then you can have standalone bills. And that's if this economy stays stable. But if you see inflation kicking in, the treasury yields going through the roof, the bond market getting really too tense and keep on trading things up, stocks decreasing, you could see this economy get a little bit unstable too quickly. You don't want that. I got to tell you, this is my personal opinion. The market looked relatively calm 7 days ago, relatively calm going its own improvement pace. Now it's getting a little bit wacko. It's getting a little wacko, and wacko doesn't help stimulus because it causes confusion of when do we do that fourth stimulus? Do we move it up earlier? How soon do we get third stimulus out? And you don't even have those conservative Democrats yet because they're out there like Manchin. They'll say, why are we doing a fourth stimulus package? We're just dead in the third stimulus package and the country's open. The sooner we get this third stimulus package out, the earlier you get that stimulus check, then we don't have to worry about the problems of what could happen with fourth and fifth down the road. We can get that fourth going quicker than sooner. You want these packages to come as quickly as possible because if the economy's rebounding, you don't want them to slow out. You want them to come faster. And what's faster is the continuation of Afternoons LA. I'm back with you at the top of the hour, which we're now at 2 o'clock. The big recording. This is the last big recording of the day. After that is Purple, which is that Money Right Now. 2 more shows for LA for this today. The big update on what happened with the $14 third stimulus check. I have all the details of what's going on Monday with Ron Wyden. Excitement galore. And then I'm back with Purple right after that. Stay with me. There's so much happening. It's been a great day. Stay with me as the continuation of L8 kicks into overdrive shortly.